Here's the fact you might not want to hear. Cardio alone is not the fat-burning miracle that you have been led to believe. Sure, it burns some calories, but here's the kicker. Those calories can be wiped out by just one scoop of protein powder. So guys, if cardio is not the secret to fat loss, then what is? Stay tuned to find out how you can actually maximize fat burn without wasting endless hours on the treadmill. And guys, why relying too much on cardio would be doing more harm than good? You need to watch this video till the end to fully understand the truth, and trust me guys, you would not want to miss what comes next. So don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe the channel for more insider tips on how to burn fat the smart way. We won't deny that cardio does burn calories, but in the grand scheme of everything, it doesn't burn all that much. For example, a 220-pound man only burns about 150 calories during an hour of leisurely walking and roughly 325 calories during an hour of hiking or swimming. That's a paltry amount of calories and could easily be wiped out by 2 scoops of protein powder consumed post-workout. The average scoop of whey protein contains 160 calories on average. You see, first and foremost, fat loss is about creating an energy deficit. The most time-efficient way to accomplish this isn't by spending hours and hours each week grinding it out on the treadmill. It's by reducing your calorie intake and creating a calorie deficit. When you consume fewer calories than your body needs consistently, it has no choice but to turn to body fat stores to get the energy it needs. Yes, steady-state cardio is excellent for improving your overall cardiovascular health, and the stronger your cardiovascular system is, the quicker your intraset recovery will be during training, which allows you to accomplish more work in a shorter amount of time, thereby burning more calories per unit of time in a workout. But using it as the primary driver for weight loss is a massive drain on your most valuable resource: time. Finally, over time, your body becomes increasingly more efficient at performing whatever type of cardio you're doing. As it becomes more efficient, it burns fewer calories performing the same amount of work. What this means is that while the calories burned readout on the cardio machine might say one thing, the actual amount you're burning could be quite different. Prolonged endurance exercise, that is, chronic cardio, is a stressor to the body, much like any other form of exercise. When we're stressed, cortisol levels rise. Why is this bad? Well, cortisol, in and of itself, isn't bad. It's necessary at times, such as when we're being chased. However, when cortisol levels are chronically elevated like they can be when we're exercising too much, it starts to do some slightly funky things to our bodies, not the least of which is muscle breakdown. You see, cortisol is a catabolic hormone, and when we're stressed all-time cortisol levels stay high, never having a chance to return to normal, which puts us in a very unfavorable position for building and retaining muscle. Furthermore, chronically elevated cortisol levels can also disrupt our natural hormone balance between estrogen and testosterone, not only making it more challenging to lose fat, but it may cause us to store more fat, especially in the abdominal region. As we just mentioned, exercise increases stress levels, and studies have found that when we're stressed, we tend to have more intense and frequent hunger pangs and cravings. Combine this with a calorie deficit, and you're asking for trouble during your fat loss phase. On top of that, other research notes that low-intensity cardio stimulates appetite. Again, not something you want to have to deal with when you're already reducing your daily calorie intake. Another big downside to using cardio as the primary method for chasing weight loss is that performing too much of it can actually hinder muscle growth, and at worst eat away at your muscle tissue. The reason this is so alarming is that when you lose muscle, your resting metabolic rate decreases. When you lose muscle, your body burns fewer calories, which means you'll either have to diet on fewer calories or increase your level of exercise even more to create the energy deficit needed to burn fat and lose weight. This is why resistance training is one of the best things you can do to get lean. Resistance training helps improve body composition because it builds muscle. It also helps retain muscle when you're dieting, which is the time your body is at the highest risk of losing muscle. And remember, when you increase the amount of muscle you're carrying, you increase your resting energy expenditure, the number of calories the body burns when it's sitting still. The reason for this is that muscle tissue is more metabolically active than fat tissue and requires more calories to function, even during periods of low physical activity than fatty tissue. Furthermore, if you're not resistance training and purely using cardio as your form of exercise to lose weight, you'll likely end up with the dreaded skinny fat look where you might be thin. But your body also looks soft and squishy, not the lean, ripped, and toned look you were hoping for. Performing too much exercise of any kind can impede the body's ability to recover sufficiently from one training bout to the other. You see, we each have a limited ability to recover, and when we exceed that, performance goes down. We're at risk for muscle loss and a higher chance for injury. When you're dieting, recovery capacity is already limited due to the decreased amount of calories you're eating each day. As such, recovery comes at a premium, and since the focus of your training, while dieting should be on resistance training, to build and retain muscle, that doesn't leave lots of room for cardio. Sure, the occasional bout of high-height or leisurely walk is okay when dieting for fat loss, but you don't want to be spending hours and hours on the elliptical during the week. That time would be better spent recovering from your weightlifting sessions and planning your meals. Let's conduct a thought experiment for a moment and say that your maintenance calories are 2,400. However, you regularly consume approximately 3,000 calories per day, which means you need to burn off an additional 600 calories each day through cardio to maintain your weight. Now, if you want to lose weight, that means you'd need to burn off another 500 calories or so every day to lose just 1 pound per week. Is this sustainable? Can you go and perform a few hours of cardio every day to out-exercise your overeating? For a week or so, maybe, but long-term, not a chance. Cardio is excellent for improving cardiovascular health, but when it comes to fat loss, it's not the best option, and for more reasons than one. That's why, when it comes to losing fat, we recommend focusing on your diet first and creating a calorie deficit. At the same time, it's also important to perform resistance training workouts 3-4 times per week, as this provides the stimulus your body needs to help retain and build new muscle tissue while dieting. After those two things are in place, then you can look to supplementing your cardio with thermogenic fat burners such as Steel Core Registered Trademark, Steel Sweat Registered Trademark, or Shredded Steel Registered Trademark. We're fans of high-intensity interval training as it's time-efficient and doesn't put your muscles at risk for a breakdown like chronic steady-state cardio does. You can still perform a few minutes of cardio before and after your workouts as a warm-up and cool-down, but using it as the primary mechanism for fat loss is a losing proposition. Be sure to check out our 30-day Booty Transformation ebook for exercises to use as a cardio replacement. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on fitness and fat loss. Also, drop a comment below if you have any questions or thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.